It's July 14th, and on this day in 1999, Ogre Battle 64 hit the Nintendo 64. The late 90s were not a good time for American Nintendo fans who loved RPGs. While Nintendo platforms dominated console role-playing during the 8 and 16-bit eras, the N64 and GameCube were as barren of great RPGs as the NES and Super NES had been loaded with masterpieces. That made the rare exceptions all the more precious, and few RPGs were as precious as Ogre Battle 64, a game whose existence defied the odds. It was a dense Japanese RPG developed for N64, a system that practically no one in Japan owned. It was almost an act of faith, or perhaps dedication. After all, the Ogre series had gotten its start on Nintendo Super NES with two classics, 1994's Ogre Battle and 1995's Tactics Ogre. By 1999, though, every other RPG franchise that had gotten its start on Nintendo systems had abandoned ship for PlayStation. Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, Tales, Shin Megami Tensei. But Ogre remained steadfast, and its logic-defying appearance on N64 incidentally resulted in one of the greatest games on the platform, and without question the strongest RPG ever made for the system. No, Ocarina of Time is not really an RPG. As with the original Ogre Battle 64 cast players as the commander of a vast army of warriors, mages, and monsters, battling to conquer the land. And despite the fact that Ogre creator Yasumi Matsuno was off working on Vagrant Story at the time, Ogre Battle 64 nevertheless retained many of the complex systems he designed for the earlier games. In particular, the underlying morality system, called Chaos Frame, added remarkable secret complexity and replayability to an RPG that already was the deepest game on N64. Ogre Battle 64 may have been an inexplicable creation, but for N64 owners, it was a very welcome one. For US Gamer, I'm Jeremy Parrish. Please join us again tomorrow for another day in video game history.